Because in 2026, a simple bank deposit can trigger a $10,000 IRS penalty. And most people don't even realize it until it's too late. Imagine walking to your mailbox on a normal afternoon and finding an official envelope that effectively wipes out your entire monthly budget. You didn't hide money. You didn't run a secret business. You just deposited your own savings. And that is exactly where the federal trap begins. Thousands of people are being flagged by the network. These automated platforms don't care about your story. They only care about catching patterns. I am Neo Taxusa. Subscribe now. And if you want to protect your life savings, you need to understand the invisible shift that just happened in the banking world. The algorithm and the shock of structuring the rules of the game have been enforcement is faster, and the database is far less forgiving when your numbers don't match. Let's look at what's catching everyone off guard. Everyday situations that look completely harmless to a normal person like you or me. Imagine you sell your truck for $15,000 in cash. The buyer pays you. You go to the bank and deposit it. A simple transaction. Or maybe your daughter sends you $20,000 to help with medical expenses. None of that is illegal. It is your money and your life. And this is where everything changes. Because the algorithm is not asking if you did something illegal. It's asking if your story makes sense. Banks are no longer just holding your money. They are reporting every move to a central network that never sleeps or forgets a single digit. Those reports are analyzed in real time by federal systems that cross-check your tax returns, Social Security, and every pension distribution. When a large amount of money hits your account, the database doesn't see family support or a vehicle sale. It only sees a potential target. If the source is not crystal clear in the data, the alarm goes off. And this is where many retirees get hit the hardest. Financially and emotionally. The rule behind all of this is called a Currency Transaction Report, or CTR, and it has existed for decades as a routine bank requirement. If you deposit more than $10,000 in cash, a report is filed. It's not an accusation, but it is a permanent mark on your file. For a long time, these reports just collected dust. But in 2026, they are the primary fuel for the IRS automated audit machine. And here is the part that surprises almost everyone. The biggest danger isn't the deposit itself. It's trying to fly under the radar. Imagine you have $12,000 and you decide to split it into smaller amounts to avoid the reporting limit. It feels like a smart move. This right here is the trap. It's called structuring, and it's one of the fastest ways to trigger a $10,000 penalty. And here's the part nobody tells you. You can trigger this penalty without breaking a single law. The money itself can be completely legal. It doesn't matter if the pattern looks intentional. The federal systems flag you as high-risk activity. These automated platforms analyze timing, frequency, and behavior across weeks. They don't need a human eye to catch you in the act. The algorithm doesn't understand your intention. It doesn't know you were just trying to be careful. It only sees a behavior used by criminals. What feels like being cautious actually creates a massive red flag that can lead to your accounts being frozen and your peace of mind shattered. Let's make this very clear. Reporting is normal, but avoiding reporting is what creates the highest risk for your retirement savings. The shift we are seeing is total automation. Financial oversight has evolved into a digital predator that hunts for specific deposit patterns. Before we go further, you need to understand something critical. Most people only realize this when it's already too late. Misunderstanding the logic of 2026 is the real problem. So here is the golden rule. Never split transactions to stay under the limit. If you have a legitimate amount of cash, deposit it in one single move and let the bank file the report. That is what the database expects. The next step is knowing how to stay safe. And the first and most powerful habit you must adopt immediately is aggressive documentation. Anytime money moves, you need a paper trail that explains the source. If you sold a car, keep the original bill of sale forever. If you receive money from a family member, get a simple written statement signed by both parties to prove it as a gift or support. The network only sees numbers. Your documentation provides a story, and when that story is clear, the federal ego looks elsewhere. Consistency is the second step. Your bank activity should be a mirror image of what you report on your annual tax return every year. Mismatches are the primary trigger for alerts, and this is why having an organized legacy folder is the best investment you can make. Transparency is the third step. Trying to hide in the shadows is exactly what gets you noticed in the high-tech environment of 2026. 1. Clean deposit with paperwork is processed and forgotten by the machine, while multiple small deposits create a high-priority alert. The algorithm is not emotional. It doesn't care about your past or your character. It only identifies mathematical patterns that need attention. Once that attention is triggered, it is extremely expensive to resolve. Don't let a simple misunderstanding cost you $10,000. The rules have not changed, but the eyes watching you have become much sharper, and they are always connected to the central IRS servers. Look at your last 12 months of activity. If an automated system reviewed it tonight, would everything make perfect sense on a spreadsheet? If the answer is not a 100% yes, then you need to start organizing your receipts and bank statements before the first letter arrives. You worked your entire life to build your nest egg. Don't let a clerical error or a lack of records give the government a reason to take it. We are moving into an era of total visibility, and the only way to win is to be more organized than the database that is trying to catch you. Adaptation is the key to financial survival. The strategies that worked 10 years ago will get you audited in the world we live in now. Deposit your money properly, keep your records flawless, and tell a consistent story to the banking algorithms every single month. When your history is transparent, there is nothing for the network to flag, and that is where real financial freedom truly lives. If you are a retiree living on Social Security, be especially careful with cash gifts from relatives that exceed your normal income levels. Federal systems know your expected income, and any spike in your balance that isn't documented will trigger a red flag for the IRS. We are seeing more penalties issued for structuring than ever before, mostly to people who are just trying to avoid the paperwork. It is an expensive lesson to learn the hard way. That's why we bring you these technical updates before the mistakes happen to you. The digital footprint you leave today will be analyzed for years, so make sure every step you take is backed up by solid documentation. Some people think using multiple banks will solve the problem, but federal systems are linked across all financial institutions. Trying to outsmart the algorithm is a losing game. The only way to win is to comply perfectly and have the proof to back it up. NeoTaxusa is your shield in this complex, bureaucratic labyrinth. We track the radar so you can sleep soundly with your savings intact. The cost of ignorance is $10,000, while the cost of being informed is just a few minutes of your time watching these videos. Stay ahead of the IRS by being the most transparent person in their system. They only hunt for the things that look like secrets. If your deposits match your life, the database ignores you. But if you create a pattern of avoidance, the penalty is almost guaranteed. This is the reality of 2026, and we must adapt to protect our legacy and the wealth we plan to leave for our children and grandchildren. If you want the exact checklist that protects you from this, comment shield right now before you forget, because missing this next video could cost you thousands. I'm going to show you exactly what the algorithm expects to see, so you never have to worry about an IRS letter hitting your mailbox again. Your participation in the comments helps this NeoTaxusa community grow and ensures we are all shielded from these aggressive tax traps. Share this video on WhatsApp and Facebook right now, because your friends are probably making these mistakes without even knowing it. Ignorance of these rules is the #1 cause of lost independence for seniors, and we are here to put a stop to that injustice today. I am NeoTaxusa, and my mission is to ensure the bureaucratic system doesn't swallow your hard-earned life savings through automation. Subscribe now to stay updated on these urgent topics and protect your Social Security from any future federal or state interference. Hit the like button if you agree that the IRS should stop targeting normal people with these automated and unfair penalties. Success in your finances is the only goal here. Let's stay informed together to face these challenges with intelligence and real power. Thank you for watching NeoTaxusa. Keep your folder ready, keep your story consistent, and I will see you in the next Urgent Shield update.